Hi guys, and welcome to a new update of the Arttist way. So today is going to be the update for day 15 and also like my checkout for the second week because it's the end of the second week. I didn't do my morning page. I actually didn't do them at all day because I wasn't feeling too good, so I didn't do much actually. Yeah, so update for day 15 is pretty short. I didn't do anything. End of it. So let's check out my week. So I also didn't do much of the exercise this week. I did exercise 2. I did exercise 3, maybe 4, and I didn't do 5. I didn't do 6. I didn't do 7. I didn't do 8, and I didn't do 9. And yeah, I kind of did 9, but I guess 9 and 10. So yeah, I didn't do as many exercise. I think it's kind of a lack of time because, as you have seen, I was being very creative. The thing is, the Arttist way is like a course for recovery to be more creative. But I guess as long as I'm being creative, I don't really need to do all the exercise, sort of. Like, I started with hating this chapter, and like the exercise weren't that bad. Like, I like the fact that you just pick up things you used to like and went back to doing them, and that was pretty nice. But basically, yeah, that's all I did this week. So I did more like, so let's do the check-in. How many days this week did you do your morning page? Well, 6, because I didn't do them Friday morning, which actually make it 7 because Friday morning is the first day of the third week. So basically I did all my morning page except the first day of the third week. Yes, that's kind of cheating, right? Okay, how was your experience for you? Yeah, I'm struggling to get to 3 pages. I can go to 2.5. And then I was like, well, that's all for today because I don't know what else to say, blah 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 blah. So basically the meaningful amount of writing is like 2.5 pages, and the last half page is me saying like, okay, I've written enough, I don't want to write anymore. Describe them. So how does my morning page feel? It just feel like I'm either expressing about what pissed me off the day before. It's basically that. It's not even what I did the day before. It's basically who pissed me off the day before. And I'm very not so tolerant about people. Like, basically most everything annoys me. I don't know, so I write that in my morning page. Like, like my morning page is probably very intolerant. I think this week the thing I tolerate the least was fish memory. Like, I explain like, if I say something to people one day, I expect them to remember it, and they never do. So like, you could have told me something 2 years ago and I'm gonna still remember it. But if I tell someone something last week, they're not gonna remember it, and that annoys the hell out of me. Like, I don't even know how it works to forget things so easily. So I struggle all the time about that kind of thing. So if I explain something, like, imagine I explain something to someone and they get it, and the next day they're gonna have a conversation again where they're going to like say the wrong things I said before, and I'm gonna say like, I thought I explained that to you yesterday, that no, it doesn't work that way. And they're like, oh yeah. So either they just remember but they like kind of forget to take it into account, or else they're like, no, you didn't say anything. And I'm like pointing them the thread on Facebook where I actually said all of that, and they're like, oh yeah, you did, I didn't remember. And I'm like, I don't know if people just forget things because they don't want to know those things. Like, I don't know, it's like, I tell you, you tell me something wrong, and I'm gonna correct it to make it right. Like, I don't know, we had this stupid conversation about adverbs, and I explained that you cannot have like two adverbs following each other because that would look very really weird. No, like very really weird. Doesn't actually do it. It's either very weird or it's really weird, but it cannot be very really weird. So I think that was the example. And the person was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, totally. And then it didn't work again. Like, the next day they were doing it again, like with two different adverbs, and I was like, why would you do that again? Like, first with, like, if you're doing the writing thing and you've been around a lot, you know, like, people love to cut off adverbs. If you read a Stephen King book about on writing, he say like cut off adverb and adjectives. And if you look at the statistic of the most, like, the bestseller books, they have not that many adverbs. And like, even if you're writing anything, like, the first thing a real editor is gonna do is cut off very unreally from your writing, because it's just like words that just pass for everything else. It's like if you're writing a story and it's like, she was doing stuff and he brought his stuff to his house and there was some stuff on the table and she was writing stuff. You know, like, it's like so undescriptive. It's like going everywhere weird. So like, and I mean, like, the thing that bothered me wasn't that, I mean, the person can use as many adverbs as they want, I don't actually care. The thing is that they ask for opinions and advice, and I like explain it, point, like give example, and other people agree, and everyone is going to like, and then they ask again the next day about the same thing. Like, the opinions are going to change. I don't know if people are just forgetting stuff because they want to forget stuff, or if they are forgetting stuff because if it doesn't go the way they want to, they just pretend it doesn't exist. I think a lot of people are doing that, and I'm just like, oh my god, I just wasted my time explaining something to someone who doesn't even bother to remember it. And it goes like that with so many things, like so many things. Like, I don't know, it just, it's on a daily basis. People are forgetting things I say or things they say on a daily basis. And it's just, why would you forget everything? Anyway, so, my morning page, I've been a lot about that. I ranted a lot about people forgetting stuff. And the second part of my morning page is about what am I gonna do, so like kind of the plan of the day. So yeah, I'm like, oh, this piece meal, blah 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 blah, and then I'm like, oh, and today I'm going to do that and that and that and that and that. So it's kind of like finish on a positive note. I like to finish on a positive note. I'm like, yeah, let's be positive. But I think it's still good to have like the dump of the negative stuff. Like, you need to put it somewhere so it doesn't stay on your mind. Anyway, so that's what I feel about my morning page, like how I would describe them. What were you surprised to find yourself writing about? I didn't actually had any weird writing this week. I had weird dreams and I would write about that, but nothing that Yeah, I don't think I had anything that surprised me that I was writing. And then this will be a week self-scan of your mood and not your progress. My mood. Well, my mood started with being super pissed at the book. And I think I also got pissed off at people because of it. Like, because I saw that, like, what happened in the, like, first, like, beginning of this chapter. Like the victim blaming and stuff, and then I was like looking around and I kind of noticed that victim blaming at different places. So yeah, my mood, I was pretty hungry for a while, and then I became more like, I'm not gonna give a shit anymore. And then I'm just like doing my own stuff, I'm not caring, so I didn't really care so much about each chapter. My mood, I don't know, because I was sick also like for a few days, so I was like sick yesterday, which like we are like, for me here now it's Saturday and I'm talking about Friday. So Friday I was sick, that's why I didn't do much. Friday the 15th. And like Thursday I was okay, but Wednesday I was also super sick. Tuesday I was okay, I think Tuesday night I was not okay, but Tuesday during the day I was pretty okay, I guess. And Monday and Sunday I was also kind of sick. So it's kind of like up and down. So when I'm sick I get pissed off easily, like a lot more. Because like I'm trying to do something and recover, and then anything that happens that goes a little bit against that is just annoying me so much. So yeah, that's so it said, don't worry if your page are whiny and trade, sometimes that's the best thing for you. Yeah, but I wasn't really whining. I was just like, I'm gonna fucking smash your head type of hungry. Not really whiny, like, oh god. Okay, so check-in number 2. Did you do your artist date this week? No, I didn't. And yes, that's the second week in a row that I didn't. And the thing is, well, I got sick so many days, so I couldn't go out for those days, obviously. And since I was sick, I had things to do during the day where I wasn't sick. So I didn't really have time to go on the artist date. And now I'm just thinking, because I'm sort of... how to explain that? I think I'm also confused about the artist date a little bit. Like, I always thought it was like, I'm just gonna go out on myself, do something I didn't do. But technically I'm gonna go out today, Saturday, right? Which is... so probably today can be considered as an artist date. I'm going to a Kiki Pop festival. And it can be considered as an artist date because I'm going alone and it's going to be fun. And it's maybe not going to be creative, but I'm gonna look like cute stuff. Like, I'm gonna be looking at stuff like that. This particular doll is gonna be there at the Kiki Pop festival. So I was thinking, maybe that's the artist day. Maybe what I'm doing is like I'm creating this crazy artist day that I want to go to that I'm not going to because it's a bit too complicated, and I just should just do artist day the way I'm doing it. And if you're really like, some people, like one of the girls, she made a video and she called it the artist date, and I'm like, great. So are all my video artist date? Like when I do new things, like for example I started a history series on my other channel. Is that called artist date? I could maybe call that an artist date, I don't know. So did I do my artist date this week? Yeah, if that kind of thing counts as an artist date, yeah, I did like artist date every single day. But if the artist date is like something out of the ordinary, then no, I didn't. So it just depends. I sort of consider that I didn't, but I'm going to go to one today that I'm gonna consider that is one, even though it's a style kind of thing I do. Like, going to doll event is really something I do regularly. So yeah. So what did you do and how did you feel? Well, it depends, because if you consider that making my video about the history is an artist date. First, I haven't finished them all, and it was pretty fun because I was just creating stuff in a very systematic manner. That's something I kind of like to do stuff like, for example, if I do the blog post for Friday, since I have the same story going on, and I just need to copy and paste paragraph from that story. So I'm gonna open like 15 pages and I'm gonna copy paste the intro, copy paste the picture, copy paste the paragraphs one after the other, check out the date for the schedule, and then do that like 15 at a time. So I do like 15, that's like 3 months worth of blog post in a go. So for this like historical series, I had to copy paste pictures by year, like so from 2004 until now. So some year have a few pictures, some year don't have, and I would just do that and repeatedly. So I created all those frames that goes wide enough for the screen of the movie, like video on YouTube. And then I just did all that, and then I put them all in iMovie, and I like put the length of time that I want, and then I do the voiceover, that kind of things. So if that is called an artist date, that's what I did basically. And how did it feel? It felt really good. Like I really like to have, like as I said before, I could just do it for one character and finish the videos, and doing it for one more doll and finish the video. But since I did all the picture, no, I just have to do the voiceover for some of them, intro and conclusion, and that's done. Because all the pictures are ready. Just like when I do all the blog posts at once, I do, like if I do the one blog post, then a second, then a third, I need to do the first one. So copy the intro, copy the picture, put the paragraph of the story I'm saying, schedule it, put it on, like put a schedule to appear on Facebook, and like take the link of the previous post and put it inside the current post, and that's it. And then I need to repeat that. But if I actually do one thing at a time 15 times, it looks like it goes so much faster. Of course, nothing is finished. Like if I spend 1 hour, they're all going to be half finished. Whereas if I spend 1 hour, maybe I could have 6 finished. But the thing is, it's easier to go back and like do one mechanical thing. Imagine if the only thing I need to do is put the schedule, put the link on Facebook, and put the link from the previous week to the next week, over and over again. It's way easier to just do that mechanically than to just do one at a time. Even if I wanted to do one at a time every week, it would just bother me, because it would mean that I need to find a schedule before the date needs to be published to make that post and post it. And even if it's like just 1 hour or just half an hour, it just kind of cuts the thing I would be doing at that point. So yeah, it felt really good. I did all this picture stuff all at once, and it felt really good. And I did that for the Pulip. Well, Pulip was already done, so I did Taeyang, Dao, Izul, Buell, Namu, Yeolmi. And I need to do that for Azon later when I figure out how I want to organize it. So yeah, it just, is that count as an artist date? It felt really good. Okay, and now, were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. I'm not recovering. The more I go into this book, the more I feel like I'm not recovering. I don't need to recover. I have nothing really to recover from. Well, maybe I actually already recovered by myself over the past 2 or 3 years. Not in an artist point of view, not for creativity, because I have always been creative. But like I had flashbacks and it's gone. Like I work them over, analyze them, explain them to myself, walk through everything step by step, and now I'm pretty okay. So yeah, like other issues this week that consider significant for my recovery. I don't know if anything that I did related to the artist way was significant. One thing that I would consider significant this week was, for example, this history series. I was supposed, like I said, I was going to do it 1 year ago when I did the first video for it, sort of. So yeah, basically that part is significant. Like I'm going back to do things that I wanted to do a long time ago, and I'm just finishing it now. So yeah, maybe the finishing part of things is significant. Same with the cover, like not with the cover process that I work on, but like the flow of actually working on cover until I might be able to do like all the cover I wanted to do, even so I maybe not be able to use them as a book cover, like the drawing. I guess all that is like maybe I just taking the first step into finishing things that I wanted to finish. So that might be the significant for my recovery part, I guess. Anyway, so I guess that's it for the check-in. So today is the first day. Well, yesterday, I guess Friday 15, right? Is the first day of week number 3. I haven't read the chapter yet. So the chapter is called Recovering a Sense of Power. I'm super powerful already. I don't know what Sense of Power is going to be about because I haven't read it. So when I read it, I'll let you know. Since I'm going to do the artist day today, I don't know if I'm gonna read it today, maybe tonight. I have a lot of reading to do. I have a buddy reading with a friend that I'm gonna be doing. No problem. It's a short read, so. And I have this chapter, and I have Tower of Dawn that I'm reading at the moment. I'm 1/3 done for Tower of Dawn, which is pretty good. So yeah, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me a thumb up and to subscribe. And see you next time for something else. Have fun whatever you do. Bye!